Hey YouTube, I'm Arwen, the professional joy seeker and professional tarot reader. As you know, I also do tarot scopes. Well, hopefully, as you know, once a week. And tarot scopes are simply tarot card readings for each sign. I've noticed something, and this is not a new thing, it's something that's ongoing, and it just makes me crazy. So I wanted to come online and talk to y'all about this idea of oneism. I don't know what to call it. What's happening is people are saying things like, oh, all Pisces women are flaky. All Sagittarius men have bad tempers. I can't date Cancers. I've dated one, I've dated three, I've dated five, and they're all wrong. Guys, astrology is a system of looking at the horizon, at the planets when you were born, right? And then you look at the planets during the day. Like, we just went through a Scorpio full moon. Okay. What that means is you're not just your sun sign. I'm not just a Pisces. My best friend isn't just a Taurus. You can make generalizations, certainly. But for you to say, or for me to say, I can't date Sagittariuses because they're just assholes. Really? Let's talk about that. Sagittarius is a sign known for its inability to lie. Most Sagittarians tell the truth. Okay, generalization. A Sagittarian who has a Sagittarius sun and a whole lot of water probably can navigate around the truth a little better. You are not just your sun sign. There are 12 houses in an astrological wheel. Let me see if I can find one real quick to show you. Oh, and I'm also going to recommend Demetra Wynn's astrology course for beginners. Excellent. But let me see if I can find a wheel. There's a wheel right there. Okay, so let's look at an astrological wheel, shall we? Boom, the wheel. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can't count. I've missed one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, there's miscount. There's 12 houses. This is the horizon line. This is what was above you, and this is what was below you, or below you and above you. And all the planets are in different positions. All the planets are aspected by different signs. The planets deal with each other in different ways. There's squares, there's trines, there's conjunctions, there's sextiles. It's involved. It's why I tell you, you find a professional astrologer to read your chart. I have several that I recommend. Julia Waters is the woman who does mine. If you look at my videos, you'll see videos that I've done chats with her. Demetra does astrology. Teresa Reed does astrology. Dina DeCastro does astrology. I know I'm forgetting other people. Lots of good astrologers out there. But when we foolishly say all Pisces men are blah, 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 wishy-washy, it really could be something in your chart that makes you deal with the Piscean, very strongly Piscean person, poorly. Does that make sense? It's not about them so much as it is about you. So you knowing your own chart will get you a lot further. You can even have an astrologer run a compatibility chart between yourself and somebody else. It's really odd to me when people make, one note. I mean, imagine a gay man who has a bad relationship and swears off men and starts dating women. Or, a woman who is sure she's heterosexual suddenly decides only women will do. Guys, I've dated men and women, and I'm here to tell you they're both assholes. Both sides. We're all jerks in some way or another. We just are. You know, we all want our own way. We all get stubborn. We all get cranky. It's human nature. You know, I had an abuser. My abuser was Taurus. My best friend is a Taurus. I do not think that my best friend is going to hit me one day. That's silly. It had to do with the relationship that person and I were in and the dynamics of it and how, you know, how it all unfolded. It was crappy, where I'm out of it, done. But for me to judge all Tauruses by that one person wouldn't be very fair, would it? So, you know, and I hear things like, I see videos, Aquarius women are, and then it lists all these things that an Aquarius woman is. Well, if she's Aquarius, see? So don't pigeonhole yourself because of your sign. Don't make excuses for yourself, Pisces. You know, I am bad with money. I am, and that's a Pisces trait. However, I've got some other things going on in my chart that lend themselves to that as well. There are other aspects that increase that tendency to spend. I'm working on it always. But do you see what I'm saying here, guys? Don't limit someone. You meet someone and they say, you know, I'm a Cancer, and you've had bad relationships with Cancers, and you immediately write that person off. You may have just ditched somebody who'd be a great friend. Maybe they wouldn't be. But learn your astrology, learn your information, and then stop saying things like, well, please stop, or I hope you stop. I'm getting out of my hula hoop. Damn it. Anyway, think before you say things like, oh, I can't date a Scorpio man. Why not? Do you know his whole chart when he tells you he's a Scorpio? Scorpio is his birth sign? Are you magically imbued with all his information? No, you're not. So do a little homework. You know, if you can, find out their first 3 signs. That might be a better idea, right? I've got a lot of earth and air in my chart. So I'm better with people who are fairly grounded. They ground me, and I tend to lift them. And I know that about myself. And I want you to know yourself and find out what your astrological makeup is and who your best partners are. And I want you to stop with the one statements, with the all-encompassing broad brush painting, you know, of one sign. Do not base, there are billions of people in the world, so there are millions of people with that sign. You cannot tell me and have me believe and not have me laugh at you and say, I am sure all Scorpio men are bad. Darlings, you know, or say, all Leos are great. Yeah, about that. You might want to look at some of our political figures for their birth signs. You know, but pay attention to the broader picture. Look at the dinner plate. You know, if you look at your dinner plate, do you always hate chicken? Well, maybe you hate chicken if it's broiled, but you love chicken if it's fried. You know, it's stuff like that. Think about the different combinations that the astrological makeup gives us. And this is a big reason why people think Teroscopes, newspaper astrology is bullshit. Well, it kind of is. Even Teroscopes are. If you're only looking at one tiny piece of it, it doesn't make any sense, you know, because you have a moon sign, you have a rising sign. Those 3 really are kind of the most active for me. When I do, that's why I tell you when I do my Teroscopes, read your sun, your moon, your rising, or watch. So I guess this rant is for people to really think before they make broad-brushed astrologically based statements. You are more, so much more, than just your birth sign. If you have questions, leave them in the comments. I'm going to try to line up another chit-chat with my darling Julia, and maybe we can answer some of your astrological questions. I'm not an astrologer. That's why I've got this big basic book, of course, from Beneville. It's 2 books, y'all. And I printed it. She sends you the PDF and then you print it out, which is why it's so cheap. But please pay attention and don't broad brush a sign just because you had a bad experience with one person or even 15 people. It might be you. If you're ready to get an astrological reading, find an astrologer. A tarot reading, I would love to work with you. You can go to tarotbyarwen.com, click on Work with Arwen, and then click on Conversations, and we can get started. Seek joy, y'all. Pass it on.